Okay, chaps, welcome back to Battle Brothers. So, since the last episode, there's been that amazing dev blog announcement of the upcoming patch, and my goodness me, I can't wait. It's going to be so good. The changes that they propose are pretty amazing, especially the different backgrounds you can now take. Goodness me. But anyway, I need to focus on what I'm doing here now. I don't like the fact that I've got a level 1 here on the front line, wearing only padded leather. Oh well. He's just gonna have to keep his shield up and hope for the best. I suppose I should just think of the fact that he is fodder after all. So it really shouldn't matter too much if he dies. So all of these guys who are fodder on the front line, who are getting a few levels on them, I'm just going to keep building them basically as tanks. Shield expert, taunt. All of the things I can give them just to make them as tough as possible. And to take heat off of the other frontline guys who I want to be using two-handed weapons. So I want that armor and I want that armor. All the rest I'm not too phased about. It's nice that there's another boar spear for us to get there. We still need quite a few more of those boar spears to complete our collection. Wonder if I shouldn't pull Lodorak back. I might do well to do so. So that two-handed hammer is a little scary, but hopefully with these two flails here we can make short work of him. Just crack his head open and take him out. Didn't have any clear shots there, but I'm not too worried about that. Come on, Legu. He doesn't have a shield. Nice hit, Clint. Look at that headshot. I feel like if that had been a pike, it would have been a dead raider. I don't see any point in putting a spear wall down. They will just wait. Hold the line, men. Let them come. Yeah, I definitely got to reinforce the southern flank here with my pikemen. This is where the majority of the fight's going to be. See, I don't mind that. He doesn't get to attack this turn then. And he's put himself in melee contact with two of my flail users. Just gotta hope that this raider doesn't do too much damage to Lodorak here. Okay, only one of those two shots hit. And luckily the shot that hit him in the head, where I've got more armor. Oh, right in the face! Very nice, Legu. Because his turn is done. Do we just stab twice? Yeah, why not? Oh, come on, one more. Unlucky, DK. Okay, this is all you now, Lodorak. Bam! mean, this raider can still hurt Loderak a lot. Aloysius, you needed to hit that. Shit. Nice hit, Legu. Oh, I think the fact that it was breaking really helped us. Minus 20% melee accuracy. Nope, no break there, hoping for that. Good. Run them down. None of these scum will be allowed to live. Get them! Save your arrows, they cost money. Off with his head. Clint has quite a penchant for the old decapitation. I very much approve. Very well fought, men. Very, very well fought. I need to get back in the habit of naming an MVP after every battle, but I think it's got to be Mersault there, without question. I don't think he did the most damage. No, not by a long shot. I mean, look at that, 295. I mean, Clint did the most damage, but Mersault held down that whole southern part of the flank all by himself. And that any raider who had the flail with no shield could quite easily have killed Mersault if it had hit him 3 or 4 times. Okay, Mersault and the Mace Master, 73 at 6. That's actually pretty encouraging. He's on track to be pretty damn good. These are nice rolls, 3s and 4s. Though I wonder if I shouldn't take Colossus and just get his hit points up. But no, with 73 accuracy and level 6, I can now give him a mace. Good, and now we've got a guaranteed stun as long as he hits with it. And some nice damage too, 30 to 45 with 40% armor ignoring is really good. Well, no, wait, it wasn't Mersault, sorry, it was Loderak. Loderak who held down that flank on the southern side. Sorry, Mersault, I've got to give MVP to Loderak. So 1 marksman and 5 raiders, that's very much doable. Let's just make sure we don't have any terrible injuries. If we run around a bit, we can actually heal up while we run around. And it's the afternoon, it's almost nighttime when I want to fight these brigands. And they're going to get chased by that army group. Nice, there's more brigands there for us to take out. Dusk, almost nighttime. This is one time I actually don't want the army to get involved. Come on, nighttime quickly. Let's hope we get a Dane axe or a pike or something. So none of the two-handed weapons I wanted, but I'm loving the look of that basic mail. Two separate sets of basic mail. I've got to get Mersault into contact with this lad, or just get the daggers out straight away, I reckon. Yeah, that's right. We'll move down and forward by 1. That's pretty scary for Balloonski. That's probably too bold, isn't it? I think it's more important to maintain a shield wall. This is fine because now Eisenbart is most likely to be in contact with that raider. But even though we have height advantage there, I'm so scared of the military pick. It's a single hit and kiss all your armor goodbye. Damn, where are the nets? I think the frontline lads have the nets. No! Cesar, you fucking legend. Okay, you know how it goes, boys. Kill everyone except these two. Kill them as quick as you can, and then we'll dagger those two down. It's fine. They're breaking already as well. Oh, good lord. That's a mace for you. They hit friggin' hard. Suppose I could hope for another headshot. I could move in with a wooden stick, but no, I've got a mace guy there. Actually, now that Mersault has mace specialization, I would actually have done better to... Oh shit, that was a mistake. Chobrock now doesn't have enough fatigue to keep his shield up. Shit. I should have given him a wooden stick instead of his dagger. That's good. Let's just hope we can get some kills there and shatter their morale. I could have quick hands the net out, but I'm hoping the stab, if that had hit, that would have done a bit more to break his morale. Oh, look at that damage. So I can't hit these two with normal weapons. I don't want to wreck their armor. Let's just hope that Sir Chubrak survives this. If I pull him, it's not actually going to do anything. I was hoping I could pull him just to get him to stagger him, put him at the end of the turn order, but I don't think that's going to work. Sir Chubrak, good luck. Oh, he's only just alive. Okay, we can rotate him out now. See, look at that. One hit, no armor. Okay, we gotta be quick though. Aloysius doesn't have much armor either. But I'm hoping my lads with their daggers here will make their morale shatter. Balloonsky, seriously? Yes, Spunkmeyer. So Chobrak continues to just run away bravely. Ah! We took 6 swings there across 3 guys with flails and only hit one of them. Oh, love that sound when it works. It's great. Dagger Masters. Oh, really good. Where's our Dagger Master actually? I think it is... It's one of these lads. Okay, we got to give Balloonsky a dagger. Aha, there you go. There's one. Eisenbart, actually keep your shield up. That lad, if he hits you with both sword swings to the body, that could actually kill him. Ladrak, quick hands. Nope. Just relax, Brigand Raider. This will all be over soon. Just lay back and let the daggers slip past your armor. There you go. Sleep, Brigand Raider, sleep. Very, very well done, boys. So, I'm going to assault the Mace Master. We'll give you a wooden stick and quick hands so you can bop someone on the head and stun them. Balloonski is fodder, so we'll give him good fatigue, and let's go for defense. And fast adaptation. Cesar's level 6 now, that's great. That means I can give him footwork and he doesn't have to carry a shield anymore. The 51 hit points I think is too low. Let's get those up a little bit. Oh, nice. +3 on our shield breaker. Excellent. And those +4s I'm not going to turn down. So shield breaker needs quick hands, which might actually be quite useful to give him now. Or I'll just buff his resolve with fortified mind. Do that now. Excellent. Much better. Oh, another dagger. And who's my other Mace Master? I think he's on the back line. Yeah, Clint here. He's busy leveling up. At a certain point, I think once he's level 5 and he's got Mace Mastery, we'll switch him out onto the front line. And one of these lads can then move to the back line, or actually to reserve. At a certain point, these lads are going to start being reserves because we are now firmly in the hunting for a hunter phase. Okay, let's check the secondary weapons. Daggers, dagger, dagger, excellent, dagger. The backline, wooden sticks. Actually, the backline can use daggers because we've got a dedicated mace user now to give guaranteed stun on hit. It's a lot of gear. We have huge tool requirements. That's 37 tools. Let's go hand this cocking mission in. It's nice. We can come back to that ruined farmhouse at some point. So we're carrying some salt on us, and I think, yes, it is actually Galbstadt that is the big city in the area that should pay us the best. $420, very nice. $255 is actually not that bad. I'm going to buy that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's not including, I think there's 3 boar spears up front. 2, so we need 5 of these militia spears. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wooden sticks we need to hang on to in case we fight those horrible witch bitches. Swords, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Morning stars and military picks we can get rid of. Bludgeons we don't need. We'll hang on to 2 spare round shields. We also got to collect 7 kite shields and 7 of the heater shields. Spare armor. Nice. Very, very nice. Okay, I need a delivery mission or 2. 1, 2, 3. And 102 per ammo, so we'll buy that. 510, we can't make profit off that. Okay, so we are set for ammo. It's just tools that are the issue. I could repair my gear with the blacksmith, but that's going to be far too expensive. This is Find the Place. The region of somewhere to the northeast. That I wouldn't mind doing that, because then we can maybe run to another city to go buy some more tools. This is probably better though. This is far off to the west, and it allows us to hit cities and look for tools on the way there. Krakenland, perfect. Okay, as is customary, you assemble the men to explain the company's next steps. Brothers, the Bloody Dawn must show the world we are forged of a hotter fire than other mercenary bands. As our reputation grows, so will the influx of crowns to our coffers. Let us forge a path to greatness. We might actually be ready to do that. But let's visit every settlement, and then we'll take on a group of 12, which actually isn't all that hard. You just got to find a big old group of zombies. Speaking of which, let's just see if we can't find some tracks here. Maybe find some zombies roaming around. Whenever I find those necromancer's chambers that they don't have ghosts with them, I'm like, ooh, tempting. But without archers, that is super, super hard. All the more reason I want to try find my archers as soon as I can. But it is so expensive getting archers, because you basically got to roll the dice, and it costs over 1,000 gold to roll the dice every time. Speaking of rolling the dice, thank you. So what is this one again? The ancient statue, a huge statue glittering in the sun that towers over the surrounding landscape. A golden man the size of a castle sits atop his stone throne with such august stature it seems even he, as inanimate as he is, should rule the land. And perhaps the world would be better for it. This non-speaking entity with such awesome presence would make a finer ruler than the lot of skunks you constantly run into. The bulk of the statue rests upon an enormous disc made of spiraling square stones. Were they coffins, I'd take all of 2 bricks to store the Bloody Dawn whole. Says our archer tilts his helm up. If it ain't the biggest thing I've ever seen, I don't know what is. Eisenbart Daggermaster smirks and makes a reach for the sellsword's crotch. I thought the womenfolk that said that little worm was the biggest thing they'd ever seen. As the company laughs, you step forward and look up. You're not much for kneeling, but you feel the urge here. The statue staring out of the world with firm authority, and its hands are out at the sides, one upon a sword staked into the earth, and the other supinated as though to weigh justice herself. You nod at the golden sheen present before you. That there is not a single scratch of a would-be robber suggests its austere presence still has some ethereal grip on the world. But that doesn't make sense. Any smart man would be nicking a fair share from the statue's shrine alone. A few mercenaries ask if they can have a stab at collecting some gold for themselves. There's no harm in it. The statue is so huge, perhaps it's scared off the lesser scapegraces by superstition alone. You've no reason to let a good thing go. Like a nearly endless pile of gold shaped into something pretty. To hell with history and the artistry. You tell the men to have it. They leap to the task and the tools available, but the second Eisenbart Daggermaster makes contact, he falls limp and slumps against the statue. Another mercenary goes to help him, brushes the enormous toe there, and collapses atop the sellsword. Just as the company begins to panic, the 2 mercenaries bolt back to their feet and start screaming about amazing sights beyond this world, sights of the future itself. Invigorated by this, the company gladly runs themselves into the statue, the lot banging against its giant toes and falling backwards like mimes, unexpectedly finding a very real wall. It's the most ridiculous thing you've ever seen, but each man springs back to his feet, spilling out fantastic stories. You shrug and walk up to the statue yourself, standing before the big toe with its big toenail. The men urge you forwards. Sighing, you put your hand out and touch the toenail. Nothing. Nothing happens. You fist the gap between the nail and the golden flesh. You angrily put both hands to the toe like it owes you money. Nothing. Well then, looks like you've riches to harvest. You draw your sword out. You swing the sword, but the second steel touches gold. The sheen of the world flashes over you as though you've struck the sun itself and drew blood. The sword continues on into the darkness like a star across the night sky, and it cuts a world of its own into reality, as though you'd slashed the magician's cloth off his trick, revealing a room with pillared corners and beautiful silk curtains. and the sword continues on until it slams against a spear shaft. You look down to see a man with gilded armor and red eyes holding his guard with a grimace. He slides across the tiled floor to his right and lets your momentum fall to the ground. Then he twirls the spear around his back and strikes it forward. You throw your arm wide and close rank with the killer, catching the spear shaft beneath your armpit and driving forward to stab him just beneath his pauldron, driving the sword into the heart. The man's red eyes drain to a pure white and he goes limp and slides right off the steel. As he clatters to the ground, you quickly look around. Against the far wall stands an enormous bed with corners of marble, each statue shaped to a woman or man, each of them adorned submissively to what looks like a rising sun. There's an elderly man in the bed who is looking at you, bearded, eyes dim, withered. Familiarity in his stare. He smiles, but it quickly fades. He yells, but you don't understand the words. A shadow slides across the room and you wheel around to see a large knight with fire in his eyes bearing down with a two-hander. You step back and flip your sword crosswise and crouch at the knees to brace for impact. The killer's two-hander slams against your sword and just like that the world snaps away, and still frozen in a parry you can feel the issuance of time and space fly by your sides like a plough wind, and ungodly amounts of suffering, screaming, living and dying. And in the far distance, a speck of light that fast approaches until you back into your body and your sword hits the statue and swings backwards so hard it flies out of your hands and sails through the air until stabbing into the earth with an earthen chunk. The men look about one another. You go and fetch your sword. "I think you broke it, sir," says DK Jr. fodder as he gets handsy with the pinky toe. You tell him and the rest of the men to pack their things. It's time to leave this place. Looking at the statue, you see that it is all rusted bronze now. You think to ask one of the mercenaries if it had been gold earlier, but you already know the answer to that. Instead, you stare at the head of the statue, at the face, at that very familiar face. Well, that's fucking weird. Still, the morale boost is awesome. So now, because we've got 4 more cities to visit, let's hope we can get some more delivery or even escort missions. I feel like we're finally in a position where we can take on an escort mission with reasonable confidence. Oof, I do love a brawler. He's pessimistic though. 1,000 gold for a militiaman is too much. And we can't afford that right now. Did I see tools there? I did not. What can we sell? We have to hang on to all of this stuff. Perfect. We need to go to the north. That's 3 days to the north, and this is what? About 2 days to the north by road. This is far safer. So we can obviously choose which fights we want to take. And it'll allow us to stop in at various cities and buy food. So, Meyerwick, Azentorn, Dunkelberg, Hohenfest. Sandfest we've been... Good lord, that's cheap. In fact, let's just pop down south, sell these dyes we just bought for super cheap. We'll go back there and buy loads of wine and mead. The boys can get nice and pissed on the way. Let it not be said, I don't let my boys have a good time. So there was one of those throwing spears there that breaks a shield. But I don't feel like I can justify buying it in the early game until I've got a lot of money. I mean, like, it's 100 gold pretty much just to break a shield. If it wasn't a once-off, I mean, even if you could only use it once per battle, that's fair enough, but... If you could throw it once per battle and then it comes back into your inventory afterwards, that would be fine. But the fact that it just straight up disappears means I don't think I can justify spending that money at this point. thieves stealing our shit. Few thugs, few marksmen, some raiders. And it's nighttime, so that's actually perfect. I'm just looking at these melee skill numbers and wondering if I can't justify more flails. Ugh, 2 crossbowmen. Fuck's sakes. See, 36% chance is really high. Let's back up here. All the way back here. I want the marksman to... They can only shoot, what, 4 tiles? So, 1, 2, 3, 4. They'll have to come to about here, which means they won't be on the high ground. If they follow us. They should do, though. It's night time. Fall back, men. This is a tactical retreat. It's encouraging to know though that almost all of our money that we have now is earmarked to just get ourselves ranged fighters. I don't think I'll turn that down. He's the tier 1 crossbowman, but nice. Hold the line, men. Shields up. Let them come. Whoopsie. Oh, thank goodness he missed. Okay, I hope now that this raider will move before Cesar gets to act. Yes, acts in 2 turns, acts in 5 turns. You son of a bitch. See if we come 37%. Maybe I'll get lucky and push him down. Excellent. Man, I can't wait to have a decent amount of archers, but we are nowhere near being able to outshoot enemy marksmen. It's like that raider using the pylon there to break our shield. It's so freaking annoying because it suits the raiders so much because they don't have to worry about the economic impact of having to pay 100 gold just to throw something. Whereas we do. Fuck's sakes. 24% chance, that's very high. Okay, at least he's out in the open now. Well, he was out in the open. Fucker. Okay, this guy needs to go down, and also these two, then we can make a break for their marksman. Thank you, Cesar. Little rotator potato, I don't mind that. mean, technically he was stunned, so I could have moved, but I wouldn't have been able to get past these two. Now, I'd love to move forward with Sir Choprak, but I can't. He's wounded, he's exhausted. I don't want to expose my archer to their archers. Unlucky. Can he be hooked? No, he can't. I think it's to the angle. Fuck's sake! Enemy marksman, man, I tell you. I have to kill this fucker before he takes out Chobrak, but I wonder if... Hang on, that depends. Does Defrosty have rotation? I don't think he does yet. He's still pretty low level. He's only level 3. Nice. Okay, now we can charge at this marksman, motherfucker. So Chobrak, just don't do anything. You need to try to hold on to your fatigue. Maybe we can push this guy down. Damn. See, with the hook there, what I'm hoping to do is to stagger him, to put him at the end of the turn order. So that is risky, but by putting Balunski there, Balunski is way more likely to be attacked by the raider than Chobrak. But Balunski has a better chance of surviving. The other marksman got away, but it doesn't really matter. Just surround this nerd quick as we can. Can get him! Yes! Ah, finish him off, Sir Chobrak! Good. That was pretty hard. MVP in that fight, Chobrak, just for surviving. It didn't look good for him. Must be said. Looked pretty rough. Okay, so... He's got long-term potential. I want to give him the Colossus first, or Dodge. Oh, sorry, or Fortified Mind. I think Fortified Mind, let's get his morale up. So DK Jr. is fodder. Okay, his hit points are where they need to be now. I'm not going to give him +1, that's a terrible roll. Shield Expert, no rotation. It'll be rotation. Taunt. Or Shield Expert, then Taunt. And grab yourselves a shield. Bam. Do we all have daggers? I don't want anyone using butter knives. And we can hand out some upgraded helmets as well. Nice. Mm-hmm. Chobrak. He's been through the wars, hasn't he? Poor lad. Tools wise, I'd love to repair all that stuff, but I don't want to basically wreck my tools. I'm doing that. A temple would be welcome. 146. Can I squeeze a bit of profit out of that? I think I can. No. A poacher is very unlikely to give us what we need with respect to the range numbers. But I thought he's worth trying out, just in case he has something like Eagle Eyes or Confident or Iron Lungs. Look at these prices. I do love a butcher, but we don't have the money for that right now. Butchers get plus resolve and plus melee skill. We still don't have a bloody, what's it, Bannerman. I only got a sergeant. A decent little bit of profit there. Ooh, tempting. Hello, hello. $400 gold, I think that's worth springing for. Am I willing to spend 300 gold on tools? I am not. If I was smart, I would sell this wine, because look what I bought it for. It's almost double profit. And then we can buy some other stuff on the way in. Very nice. Very profitable. Robert, you can sometimes find a witch hunter here. Nope. Come on, I want cultists and I want hunters. And where are we going to? Where's Horn? About 2 days to the northeast. Oh, there it is. Okay, that's quite far. Miavik, Azentorn, and Dunkel. Wiesendorf have been there. Dunkelberg's our next place to go to. And seemingly out of nowhere, we've got 2,500 gold. Wonderful. I should actually take on a fight against the Alp. I haven't fought the Alp since the recent change. So apparently now, instead of putting your guys to sleep, they put up walls of nightmare mist that does damage over time if you stand next to it. And you take less damage the higher your resolve is. So my lads should be fairly well placed to take those Alp fights, given that I'm giving them all fortified mind. And they get to what, 50 resolve, plus the fortified mind gives them 62, plus a bit of extra resolve from the sergeant. In there, some marksman, no thanks. Speaking of the Alps, let's give them a go. I think swords are probably, or spears are fine. They don't do a lot of damage. But let's spread out. Because I still don't want to be up against their AoE attacks. The flails are not necessary. Let's go with swords. Where is that arming sword? Don't tell me I sold the bloody thing. Did I sell the arming sword? Damn. Okay, it's 5 of them. Let's see how this goes. The fact that they're running from us is encouraging. Is it just me or did they just teleport away? What? Okay, that's new. And I don't know if that's a bug or that's a feature. Like, they just disappear now during the day. Let's fight some spiders. I want to keep getting the experience rolling on these lads. Man, how weird was that? I suppose that kind of makes sense in terms of the lore. The Alps being, you know, nightmare guys in the evenings at night. It kind of makes sense that they wouldn't be present during the day, but that's odd. That was very weird. Oh, damn it. Okay, well, thank you, First Dunkelberg Company. Hey, Erlen the Hunter. Welcome. Okay, I'm almost afraid to look. Please. Everyone hold thumbs. Cross your thumbs, cross your fingers, cross your genitals, anything. Please have at least 2 stars in range defense. The very best we can hope for here is stars in ranged skill, range defense, and fatigue. Come on, let's hope he's a superstar. He is not. For fuck's sake, he's fragile. And at least he has hate for greenskins. And he's got 2 stars in resolve. Okay, that's really interesting. So let's take a look at the tables. So resolve 2 stars. He'll go up by 4 every level, which will give him, at level 11, that'll give him what? 79 plus 25%. So like 100. And if he wears, well, plus the 10 from that, it's 110 resolve. That's pretty damn low. I'm trying to think if I can justify making him our bannerman. It's kind of a waste of that point of melee defense. Honestly, he could just be a frontline raider. I mean, we'll have to overcome the fact that he has fragile by giving him Colossus, but he's got stars in melee defense and melee skill. Fatigue is not bad. Mace Master, Fodder, Raider. Okay, just 1 second. So his range skill of 56. Range skill, he'll roll 2 to 4 every level. So if we assume he rolls a 3 every level, he'll have 86 at level 11. I don't think that's good enough. Would I hire... Well, would I make someone a raider if... Just ignoring the fact that I've spent 1,000 gold on this bastard. 49 and 1. So what's his melee skill going to be like? Melee skill 1 star. He's going to roll 2 to 3, so 2.5. So 22. 33. So that's 80 something. That's super low. Yeah, that's our bannerman. Or I could turn Sergeant Aloysius into the bannerman because he's going to have the higher resolve. And then this could be a decent sergeant because yes, with a melee skill, get him to use an axe. He can rotate someone out and have decent defense. Okay. And I know it's somewhat of the sunk cost fallacy, thinking that I've spent 1,000 gold on this bastard, so I want to use him. Next, Clout McDoubt. So Sergeant Clout McDoubt. And then this is Aloysius, our bannerman. So who of you lads on the back line are fodder? None of you. I need these guys to be leveling up. Well, he's actually got higher range skill than he does melee for the moment. So for the first couple levels, he can just stay on the back and use that crossbow. No reason not to. So someone off the front line now, one of the fodders, needs, probably Balloonsky is the lowest level, is now a full-time reservist. But don't you worry, Balloonsky, as you can see there's plenty of injuries going out. And actually, with 56 base range skill, we can certainly build this sergeant as a yeah, quick hands. He can start with his crossbow out or even a bow, and then he can have, well, he's going to have bags and belts, so he'll have a shield, a one-handed weapon, and his two-handed axe. Fire a few bolts or shoot a few arrows, maybe even throw a few axes. As the enemy closes in, switch to the two-handed axe, start breaking shields. Because with 56 range skill, I'm not going to have to put any more points in there. I mean, I can, but... Oh, how about this for a way of making this sergeant? If the sergeant's main job is to break a shield with his Dane axe, there's kind of no point in giving him a lot of points in melee skill. I can just keep throwing points into range skill. And he can be like a half a ninja. All about axes. Throwing axes, two-handed axe. That's kind of weird, but hey, that's one of the points of this particular playthrough. .61 accuracy, I reckon we can give him that falchion. 56, that's a bit low. And then Jonah the Calm, he would be a decent... So I mean, do we have a monk? Monks are always useful, and you never know what his stats might look like. I mean, he's so cheap. He's gonna have minus resolve. No, I bought the wrong guy, what the fuck? Well, I mean, as it turns out, he's got he's got stars exactly where I want them. To be a raider, I mean, he'll be a better sergeant with his resolve, but with these stars, yeah, this is that's nice. That's a raider. Fuck's sakes! I could have sworn I clicked on that religious guy. Stone Dog is next. Weird. Very weird. Anyways, we've got reserves now, waiting to go, so that's something to be happy about, at least. That hurts our budget, though. That really hurts the budget. I could have sworn I clicked on Journo. We've got enough armor in the reserves now. Okay. So, it's been a good long episode now. It's been a weird episode. I really didn't mean to buy that militiaman, but it turned out well. When we come back, we'll complete this mission and then finish visiting Mayavik, which is there. and Ascentaur. Nice. Go to Horn, get those two, finish the ambition, and just keep grinding for money. Okay, friends, I'm Stobbie 149. This is Battle Brothers with the Bloody Dawn. Thanks for watching. See you next time.